Sometimes we hear about a game and it's so poorly reviewed that we just agree with what's going on. Days Gone is one of those games. I actually enjoyed it. It's suspenseful, it's got some wild situations, it's post-apocalyptic, and it deals with kind of all kinds of crazy things that you would see in an Assassin's Creed game and more. A lot of RPG elements, but not too rushed, not too RPG. Not so much where it's rushed. Great story, scavenging, building things, and of course, battling these mutant zombie things that are called freakers in this world. I'm Dark Strider, the YouTube Assassin, and we're going to talk about how I slept on freaking Days Gone. With all the stuff going on with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I really slept on this game, this Days Gone. This game is absolutely amazing. As I played through it, like, it just gets better and better. It's interesting. It's even more an Assassin's Creed game than Assassin's Creed is. There are tons of weapons to collect. You even have a way of creating different things. Medical supplies, different weapons. Bullets you can't, but you really do have tons and tons of other items that you can get. And it's just like absolutely incredible. The creatures in the game are mostly these. They're called freakers. They're kind of like zombies, and I think that that is kind of why we had a problem with this. I think the critics are kind of done with zombies. There's a big saturation of them, but as you can see, I mean, you can kill them, you can track just like Assassin's Creed. Like I said before, it's way more Assassin's Creed than even Assassin's Creed was. It's so interesting. The map is huge. You're in Oregon, and you're in kind of like the backwoods, but that's the beauty of it. You have to explore. There's so many different areas you could come across. There's so many different creatures you come across. Battle them out. And I mean, anything goes. These things are, you have to sneak up on them and whatnot. But I mean, they're brutal. They'll eat each other. They'll find somebody and eat a person. They'll eat an animal. It's just wild. And the thing is that these freakers, I guess you could classify them as zombies, but they're really not zombies. I mean, look at them. They're kind of like, they kind of remind me of Fallout and the ghouls. Kind of like they're radioactive or something like that. So, really, I mean, not that, you know, like there should be a leniency in the comparison between zombie and these things, but I mean, it's just wild the way they are. Like, the game is brutal. There's a lot of bloody and gory scenes that you come across. Whenever you come across these things, there are multiple factions that are around in here. Right now, I'm playing as Deacon St. John. He's just a drifter. Him and his friend Boozer, when all this first went down, they got Deacon's wife to safety. And when they got her to safety, they stayed behind. And they decided to kind of like fight their way out. But they're stuck here. And as you can see in the whole thing behind the story and everything, you'll see that it's a certain amount of days out that you are. In fact, here we go. It was 736 days gone, as you see in the upper right-hand corner. That's what I'm playing at. Here's the map. Look at how just vast this is going to be when you open more of it up. It's just pretty wild, and there's so many things to find and attack and look for. You have to find bike parts. You have to find enemy encampments. You fight enemies that are trying to take over your turf. It's just so wild, everything that goes down. I'm just so impressed and blown away and kind of mad at myself that it took so long for me to even get to this game. It's just absolutely wild. Your main goal in these side missions is always stealth, but sometimes you just have to get up there and really finesse them. You're going to be fighting not just these freaker things, you're also going to be fighting other humans. As you can see, survival is big in this game. You don't know who's friend or who's foe. Some people just are drifting and trying to get ahead. Some people really want to take what you have. So you're really going to have to figure out who's on your side and who's against you. As you can see, there's a lot of freaking gunshots going off right now. You know, that's part of the beauty of the game. I like to get in there close in order to save ammunition. Your ammunition is very limited, and I want to use it only when absolutely necessary. Other than that, I like to kind of sneak up on them. This one I didn't sneak up so much, but here, look, I just found a bear trap. I could use this, I could save it for later, I could put it away in my inventory, which is kind of wild, or I could just lay it out. I could use it for like whatever I can. So now I'll take this. There's a little trap there, you can see. It's a lot of innovative stuff that is going on here. It's just really wild. So here we go. Let's place this trap here. Oh, I keep pushing the wrong button. There we go. And the same thing with this. You could disarm it. You could like take it for scrap. Various things that you'll need. I'm telling you, this game, it plays pretty fantastic. On top of doing this, you could also pull out binoculars. You could mark enemies that you see. So there, we'll mark that guy there. You'll zoom in, and we'll try to find the other people. As you can see, with this mission that I'm doing right now, there's something like 9 people here. So I have to track and take them all out because they've set up a camp here. It's pretty wild. But these guys are a lot easier than the freakers, let me tell you. A lot of your missions involve hunting, looking things up, tracking. It's actually a lot of fun. It's almost reminiscent, kind of, not just of Assassin's Creed, but also of games like Far Cry Primal, where you're like looking for things and whatnot. So let's see, I just lost somebody here. There's got to be a clue somewhere around here.
Gotta take a closer look. Oh, Jesus. Well, better have a look around.
The main enemies, known as the freakers, are just really just wild. They're feral. Like I said, they're very reminiscent of zombies, and they're quick though. They don't shamble. They really move, and that kind of makes sometimes fighting them difficult. It's better to just sneak up on them in order to like get on them. You got to be able to just kind of like crawl through grass and whatnot. They don't see through grass unless they're really close, and you're just really able to like get the jump on them. Other than that, as you're playing through the game, you're looking for clues, and you're looking for just a lot of stuff so that you could just heal yourself and keep yourself in tip-top condition. It's really like the ultimate survival game. It's wild. As far as stories go, there are tons of them going on all at once. As you can see, I'm dealing with a story in which my friend Boozer is hurt. So I'm trying to keep him alive. I'm trying to get rid of any sort of things that may like jeopardize his safety, such as the other drifters or other encampments, other freakers that come out at night and stuff like that, things like that. But then, as you can see, there's all kinds of other stories that you go along with, and if you're actually paying attention, they are really great. There's a lot of intense things going on. It's just really wild. You could just, I mean, spend hours upon hours doing that. Not just that, you know, it shows your progress, like what you've been doing with whatever. Your main mission, obviously, is to either find or put to rest the idea that your wife is dead. Okay? Then you're going on into like all these other things, and they just keep adding different missions. You can really get lost in this world. You go over, there are collectibles. You know, so far I haven't found anything where they like actually do anything spectacular or anything like that. They just have extra things for the story. Like this right here, this recording, it actually plays through the PS4's controller. I got scared at first when it was playing. I thought something was happening with my phone, but it actually plays through that. So there's like so many different things to discover as you're just wandering around. I mean, you could get lost. There's no reason to follow any one guide or storyline. You could do them either one at a time. You could do them in multiples. Some you have to kind of like go with the story. It unlocks chapter by chapter. But I mean, these are like incredible things. And then as far as trophies, it shows like what the trophies are, what you'll get as you're playing the game and whatnot, and how to like do them. So real easy. It's just it's pretty intense so far, I'm telling you. There's also experience points that you get for performing certain actions. You get to level up. As you level up, you'll notice that you get a bunch of different skills. They they compose of survival, ranged combat, and melee combat. And each skill you need at least 2 in order to unlock the next tier. And it just really is a lot of fun. It really brings a lot to the game. And the experience points actually kind of come naturally. They don't, it's not really grindy. You're not really playing the game and, you know, you're just running out of things to do, or you're like looking for stuff. Everything that you find is optional. All of the side quests and everything, that's all optional. And like I said, it's really not grindy. Everything just seems to come naturally. All the XP points that you earn, it just happens. See, as you can see, all I did was just fool around and find this camp and exterminate this little nest here and whatnot. Now I have to deal with all these guys. But again, it's really not a grind. It's actually a lot of fun. In closing, really, just don't bother listening to like any of the critics, any of the negative feedback that this game has gotten. It, to me at least, it's a lot of fun. It's really, really, to me at least, it was worth the money. To you, if you're not so sure, I highly recommend either renting it maybe, or even going with a share play. Either one will like just get you the experience. Also, if ever you want, you could just drop in the comments below. Maybe I'll do a couple of different playthroughs so that way you could see what's going on before you make the decision yourself. Honestly, I enjoy it. If all kinds of scavenging, Walking Dead scenarios, jump scares, crafting, sneaking around like an assassin, and just battling out all kinds of other creatures and just enemies like in the Walking Dead and whatnot, if that's your thing, then this is definitely a game for you. I highly recommend you check it out. To me, it's just absolutely wild and a lot of fun. This has been Dark Strider the YouTube Assassin, and I'm gonna kill me some freakers.